What's going on, everybody? As you can tell, I'm at the shop and we have got a project today. So let me give you a little breakdown. My girlfriend Kaylee, she called me a couple days ago and said, I think it's time for me to go back to the blonde. All right, let me give you a little breakdown. So Kaylee came to me as a full bleach out client. She had been going blonde for years and years and years. That's a part of her identity. Then one day she woke up and said, I want to be a little bit more of my natural color. I want to embrace that side of me. And I said, cool, let's do it. She wanted to do it in like a fun way. So we actually did color blocking, which was a lot of fun. So we did like a chunk of blonde here, we did brown here, we had some chunks of blonde in the back, we brought it up front. It was so cool, so dope. And then she said to me, this has been fun, but let's go all the way brown. I'm ready. And I'm like, let's roll. Brunettes, here we go. I love a good San Diego brunette. But then she liked it. And then after rocking that for, I'd say about a couple of months, is when she recently called and said, Christoph, I just don't feel like myself. And that is a problem. And so she asked if we could go back to a blonde balayage, bringing the brightness back to her face and just feeling more like herself. And I said, let's do it. Why not? The first thing is she has very, very strong hair. So I'm not gonna have to worry too much about the integrity of her hair because I use bond builders, I use things like that, and I'm very cautious with hair integrity. So we've got a day of color correction. And I usually say, pray to the hair gods that they are on our side today. And I feel in my spirit that they are. So I got a nice formula prepared, ready to roll. So soon, very soon, we're gonna get to it. And I'm gonna take you along with me. So let's get to rolling. This is where we're starting from today. Ground zero. So she is a level 5 and I used a demi-permanent on her. So what I want to do is I want to pull out as much of that color as I can before I move on to lightning. I'm going to use a color remover and my go-to is Pulp Riot's Blank Canvas. Although it's not bleach, I'm still putting it into foils just to conserve that heat and to pull out all that color that I possibly can. I know, it's scary, but it actually did a great job. Now it's time for the lightener to get in there and even her out the best that we can. I'm using Pravana High Lift, and I'm using different levels of volume, 10s, 20s, and no, definitely not 30s. Watching my client's hair at all times. After lifting her as high as I safely could, I then go in with my custom toning formula. I have a little shadow root and also some different tones to balance her out, and here we are. For a one-day transformation, I gotta say, I'm proud of myself. Whew. And that's how you do it. 7 hours later, we've got a happy client, a healthy blonde, and a happy Christoph. Until the next challenge.